It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started, and I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end, and then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing, Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. What up? It's your boy ConcertViz 34. Thank you guys for being here. We're gonna get some people to call in just a moment. And SPAC night 2, a night of surprises for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part, and we get shaken like a monkey at the end. Let's pull up the set list here. I thought this was still show. I still thought this was show of the year. So give me one moment, folks. Got to fix some audio things here. Even with all the issues here, I thought this was show of the year. And, you know, you had a main set that was just spectacular here that we want to see. See if I can X out of this and get the set list pulled up. There we go. I mean, what a set. What a set here. And let's get right to the calls. We're gonna get Aria first on the phone, and then we got Matt who's gonna be next.
Hello.
Hey, it's your boy ConcertViz 34. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You are live on the air, and we just want to get your initial thoughts about SPAC Night 2.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I mean, Night 1 was great, but I felt like the energy in Night 2 was even better. Great set list. Didn't get my Halloween. I know I keep harping on that song, but outstanding set list nonetheless. The energy was great. And I got to wave to the buses as they left, so that made it even better.
That's awesome. So you got to see him head out. Now there's no Halloween. What did you think of the encore? That's kind of the chatter of the the fan base right now.
Well, it was I'm not looking at the set list, but I believe the encore was Christmas Song and Shake Me Like a Monkey.
Yep.
And that was awesome. Unexpected for a lot of people here at SPAC to get a Christmas Song. I don't think I've ever been to a show where they've ended with Shake Me Like a Monkey, but I like that song. So I thought that was great high energy to end the show with.
Gotcha. Now, did you think they were going to play a third song after Shake Me Like a Monkey, given, the venue and everything that went into this weekend?
Well, I mean, they've been doing these shows on a compressed schedule. So I was not expecting a third encore, even though it is SPAC and they do like to do special things at SPAC. So I was pretty much prepared that it was just going to be two songs for the encore. Yeah, I mean, I just as a reminder, I've seen so many shows in the past, like 2 or 3 weeks. So I think I kind of like came to understand like kind of maybe their method to the madness. But I think especially because it was a compressed schedule, that I think they're just like, get on the road and head to the next venue. Unfortunately.
Gotcha. And where do you rank this show as far as some of the shows you've seen this year, East Coast, West Coast?
Well, Raleigh's always going to hold a special place in my heart, just because it was the first show of the tour after such a long break. Irvine Night 2 will definitely be up there as well. It was the day after my birthday, but I liked Irvine Night 2 set list better than I liked Irvine Night 1, even though Irvine Night 1 was my actual birthday. But I would say that the Tonight show probably would rank in my top 3. I just like looking at, especially Stefan and Carter, I felt like, they got a lot of their energy back following, their short hiatus. And that was just amazing. I'd never been in the balcony at SPAC. But the sound up there is great. And it was, I didn't feel like I was as far away from the stage as I was. And I loved it. I loved it. It's definitely my top 3 for the tour. Awesome.
And so both nights you were in the balcony, is that correct?
Yeah, both nights I was. Last night I was in so there are two sections of the balcony, and I was in the upper section of the balcony, and tonight I was in the lower section of the balcony, so a little closer. Sorry, we're hitting the road going back to Connecticut, so I don't know if this sound's going to interfere, but
oh no.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, so we talked about the encore, talked about just the overall set. For outside of the encore, so, the shows, we have Big Eye Fish, Bartender, Grace is Gone, Grace Street, number 27, Stone, So Much to Bridge Too Much, Sugar Will, Crush, Squirm, Lying in the Hands of God, Time of the Season, PNP Rapunzel, Ocean and the Butterfly, Drive In, Drive Out, Granny, Warehouse, Watchtower. What was your favorite song of the main set?
Oh, wow. I always loved the Stone, so that was great. Gray Street also is another favorite. Lying in the Hands of God, I like that one too. I've heard it before, but I loved it. Warehouse, definitely Warehouse, as I'm going along the set list, because Team Woo was back. I am Team Woo. I loved it. So those were like my favorite songs of the main set list.
Awesome. And did you hear the shotgun tease before Squirm? I heard a couple people point that out, that they heard a little bit of shotgun before Squirm.
I didn't, but my seatmates, my friend Jack, who was driving the car, wants me to acknowledge that he did call shotgun as we were going into Squirm. So, and another friend on my other side also called shotgun before Squirm.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, that's, there were some reports of that. And any other final thoughts about this weekend, about this show, about, your show so far?
It's weird because I think yesterday I mentioned the intensity of the East Coast, and that can be good, bad, neutral, right? But tonight reminded me of the positive intensity of the East Coast, but especially SPAC. There's always something special about SPAC, and just how energetic the crowd is, with these songs, and that always helps make the show.
Awesome. Well, we thank you again for your time. Safe travels back. You're going to Jones Beach, right?
Yeah, I'm headed back to my I'm headed back home by way of Connecticut, and then I'll be at Jones Beach and Homedale this week.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you again. Safe travels. You have a good rest of your night.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
You're welcome. Goodbye. All right, so that was Aria, and we thank her again for being on. So she was a fan of the Shake Me Like a Monkey. I know a lot of the hardcore fans, you guys, that's like a song that you never want closing a show. But it is a song that a lot of people like as far as the casual fan and just fans of the high energy of that song. So it's almost like a Gravedigger. It should be like a verse from Gravedigger, like Christmas song, Shake Me Like a Monkey, SPAC Night 2. There's nothing that the fans could do. You should never have a Shake Me Like a Monkey closer and a SPAC Night 2. So this show lives forever. Said Killer. When you dig the bathroom break songs, when you make it. All right, let me stop. But yeah, it's a song that without a doubt gets people pumped up, and we'll see what other people think. I know. Shout out to friend of the show, John O from Connecticut. He was like, he right after it ended, he's like, I can't believe, like, I'm just like, this is how it's gonna end. If this show ends on Shake Me, I don't know what to say. And it ended up being a Shake Me closer. But I just think overall the main set was so good. And this is a trend. This is a trend with this version of the band. And I am okay with this in the sense of, while I never want to wish a Shake Me closer on my worst enemy, I'm okay with going to the car. I wouldn't go to, like, for SPAC, I probably would stay, but if this is a Mansfield or any other venue in the East Coast, and there's so many great ones, like Mohegan Sun, I'm probably gonna leave early for that. If there's a Shake Me Like a Monkey is played, but that's okay. I like beating the traffic at this point in my life. I like beating the traffic, or in this case with Mohegan, I like getting to get some food after the show or grab a drink after the show at Mohegan. And you'll be able to do that. If you guys are going to Mohegan after the show, there are things still open. There's some stuff that's going to be closed, but you can still get some stuff, have some fun at the casino. Everything is interlocked to that venue. We'll go into more detail as we get to Mohegan Sun here. All right, what we're gonna do next, we're gonna call Matt S from he's in New York right now, but he's from Rhode Island. So we're gonna hit him up. And yeah, he's stuck in a lot. So we're gonna call him.
Hello.
Hey Matt, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You're live on the air. We just had guest number one, Aria, but we wanted to get some reaction from you. What did you think of SPAC Night 2?
So, honestly, I thought the main set was incredible. I mean, I know I tweeted at you about Sugar Will, and that was a weird placement. I get it; it's a rarity song, but at the time, I was coming off that killer intro, and it didn't sit right with me for whatever reason. That was probably the one downer I have with the main set.
Gotcha. And it is a slow song, right? You guys did have a bunch of bangers. The So Much to Say bridge too much, and then they went right to Sugar Will. So I can kind of see what you mean. It's a Saturday night. You were in the lawn, so that's where everyone's having fun. It's the closest thing to college football fan section is the SPAC lawn.
Oh yeah. The SPAC lawn is absolute mayhem. For a bad time. But certainly that song, that was just such high energy going into it. And at the end, it was like, all right. But then I think they picked it up with Crush afterwards, which, that picked it back up. But
yeah. Now, was this your first time on the SPAC lawn?
no. So, I mean, I went last night, and then I went to the Dave and Tim shows here out in SPAC, and I think it was 2017.
Yeah, that's correct.
I saw them. But this is my first full band show at SPAC.
What did you think of being on the lawn? Did you feel left out, or did you feel like you weren't fully at the show? Did you love it as far as the energy? What did you think?
I loved it. When you go to Hartford lawn is massive. It's like, for whatever reason, I find Saratoga to be much more smaller, and it's more intimate than I feel like Hartford is. That was just my opinion when I first got in there. And then during the show, it was, I could see the band. There's some obstructions, especially if you're by the bridges that go up to the pavilion.
Yeah.
You had the post and whatnot. But really, I mean, Saratoga, they just renovated the whole thing. So they make it known that, like, they try to put an effort to give everyone the best experience possible.
Right. And I did see a friend, Facebook friend, went to SPAC for the Trey Anastasio shows, and I think they had VIP access. So the new building there, the renovated building, and it looks real nice. Now let's talk about the encore. This is the talk of Twitter right now. Christmas song and It's Shake Me Like a Monkey. What was going through your mind for the encore?
So, I mean, I got Christmas song at TD Garden during their fall-winter tour. That was the first time I got it, and that was acceptable here in November, December. But I was like, all right, well, it's not the worst song you could end with. They just closed out Watchtower for the main set, which was, in my opinion, was phenomenal. Say what you want about it, but I thought it was great. So I knew they weren't going to close out with that. And then they wanted to Shake Me Like a Monkey. I saw Tim bring out his Flying V guitar, and I knew it was all over from there. I got Shake Me Like a Monkey, of course.
Yeah, and that's a tricky one, because the Flying V can be for ants marching.
Yeah.
So true. It's in Don't Drink the Water. So the Flying V can be. I think if I would have seen that, I would have wondered if they would have done ants. Do you remember if Dave had his tan guitar or black guitar for Shake Me?
He had his tan guitar.
Okay, so that would have been a giveaway for me as well. Because that tan guitar is for Shake Me Like a Monkey. I believe that's the drop D guitar. Yeah, so I would have probably walked out personally, or stayed at the exit, because you never know. Did you think there was going to be a third song for the encore?
At first I thought there was going to be. They had some time. They had about 10 minutes to kill before it. I think last night they ended around 11:15. Tonight they ended around, I think it was like 10:35. So they had about 10 minutes to kill. So I thought maybe they'd do it. After Shake Me, the lights went on and everyone took off. Stefan raised his bass, and you knew it was over. It was like, all right, well,
gotcha.
It was kind of a downer, but.
Yeah, and I was talking to Justin. If you see him on Twitter, Justin Hayes, he knows somebody. I believe it was at Lakeview in Syracuse, and he said the person he knew that worked there said the band did have like an extra 10 minutes or so, kind of like tonight. There was no curfew for at least 10 to 15 minutes, and they did a quick. It's a trend of the tour, but they did a quick like 1-2 punch for Syracuse at Lakeview. So I think they're kind of, as they're getting older, you're not necessarily going to get these extended sets. And SPAC has had double encores. They've had 3 songs in the encore, but not tonight. But a heck of a show. Was this your first drive-in, drive-out? Have you heard that song before?
No, that was my first one. So I've only been to, oh man, this is my 15th show. So I've been to a few. I'm not like a regular. I've talked to a guy who's been to 272. I'm not that hardcore, but I got a few new songs this year, and I feel like SPAC is pretty good for that. Drive In, Drive Out was phenomenal in my opinion.
That's awesome. I'm still chasing that song. So there's two songs this weekend, What You Are and Drive In, Drive Out, that I'm still chasing that I didn't get. Time of the Season too, but it's a cover. I actually like that cover. What'd you think of Time of the Season? Did you like it? Was it kind of okay for you? It's okay to be honest.
It was really good. Buddy, he fits in well with the keyboard. I mean, that they have a version out on, you can find it on Apple Music at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
And is it Bush Taylor on the keys at that point? I forget.
Yeah, so that's the 05 Weekend at the Rocks, the last time they played Red Rocks ever. There. So but I've heard that version.
That was like that was like a real highlight for me anyway. I got that song. I listen to that song all the time by them. So I think they killed it personally. That's
awesome. But that cover, the reason I like that cover is it fits the smooth, jazzy part of that band. It's not like I don't care as much for like the Sledgehammer after one time a tour, because it's like I like when the band does something smooth like Time of the Season. So I agree, it's a great cover. I haven't heard it live, but I agree as far as the Red Rocks version, some other versions I've heard here. Now, did you have an opener that you may have guessed? What did you think the opener was going to be for this show?
So last night I thought for sure it was going to be the Stone. Obviously we got it 4 or 5 songs in tonight. And then tonight I was really up in the air. So this is just completely out of nowhere, but I was hoping for a JTR at some point. I tweeted out that, we had some crazy rainstorms that came through here.
Yeah, we saw that.
One end of the park, but while we were in the amphitheater, with dark clouds all around us, but it was dry as could be. So I was hoping he would do something with that, but honestly, I had no idea. I couldn't guess. Rye Whiskey blew me away. I had it's not a song I normally listen to, and it was insane.
Yeah, so we saw that. I just posted that tweet that you had up about a crazy storm clouds here at SPAC, but it's raining on the other end of the park from the actual amphitheater. And the radar, I looked at the radar. The radar didn't have it had very small sprinkles, but it didn't have actual like an actual massive rain coming over. So maybe the band, because there wasn't an obvious lightning strike or heavy rain that they could see out there with you guys in the lawn, they're not going to sub it in. But I mean, I thought it would be a regular. This has been a song 2018 and 2019 they played at SPAC, and there was no rain necessarily putting that into the set list. They had it prepared. I was at that 18 JTR, but still, I mean, even without that JTR, you guys got a lot of gems, 27 Stone, What You Are, the Fish Tender, as far as that's a rarity that they're played back to back. And you get, again, a Time of the Season that has, the second one of the tour, the first time it's been played at SPAC. So even that song, Time of the Season, it's been in the repertoire for, since the mid 2000s. And you saw the only Time of the Season at SPAC, but that's why you go. That's why you don't miss a SPAC show, and that's why I'll be there next year, hoping that they still play What You Are. All right. Yeah. Any other final thoughts or observations from the weekend as far as the crowd, the environment, the experience?
Honestly, if you ever I know you said you're going up next year to SPAC. It is, I mean, even the tailgate aspect. It's way better than Mansfield or Hartford. You're in the park itself. I think that's phenomenal. And honestly, the band, I was just blown away by how well the band sounded. They were really crisp and they flowed really well. I think it's the best the band has sounded since, I don't know, at least since Boyd left.
That's what people are even saying since the Roy passed. I know you've been to 15. But some of the veterans are saying that too. Yeah, the mix is amazing this year, and I know from going to SPAC twice, one Dave and Tim weekend, one full band, that it's still, regardless of how they sound, it's the best mix. So I'm not surprised that you're saying that this weekend it just sounded amazing, and that really makes a difference. You hear certain songs like that you may not like as much, they sound better, right? They sound better. It changes the whole atmosphere. But thank you so much, Matt, for coming on. We're gonna have to meet up one of these days at one of these shows. I know that it was your first Mansfield that you missed, and then you go to SPAC, and I don't go to SPAC. But we're gonna have to catch up at one of these shows one of these days here.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be around. I'm probably going to Farm Aid, so we'll keep in touch for that.
Oh, let me know. Yeah, because I will be there. But have a good rest of your night. Safe travels back to New England.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was Matt S. from Rhode Island. And we thank him for putting in input from the show. Connor says, Encore reminds me of Summerfest. Short and a little bit underwhelming. And I think, again, this is going to be a new normal for the band. They may show out for some encores, but they're not going to to me, they're not going to, you may not get these. You're going to see them put the punches towards the end of the main set. That's what I foresee. And I look at a Dead and Company, a Grateful Dead spinoff, and that's kind of what they do. You're getting the best song to start off set 2. They do 2 sets. You don't necessarily get the best song to close. Arguably, in my opinion, their best songs are not the best. And even looking at Deer Creek, night 1, Granny to Watchtower, right? Night 2, you have Song That Jane Likes, Don't Drink the Water. Okay, so these are the Deer Creek, right? Song That Jane Likes and Don't Drink the Water. That's similar to what we got tonight, in my opinion, because Don't Drink the Water, to me, although it's unique to have it in the encore, Don't Drink the Water isn't much above Shake Me Like a Monkey, in my opinion. The current version of it, it's been more sped up. It's a little more louder than I would like. I like the campfire version that I get with Dave and Tim and got at the Gorge and have gotten from Dave and Tim shows. So it's not like Deer Creek got something crazy. I'm browsing through some of the previous shows just to take a look, right? So we had, honestly, let's see. Let's go to West Palm Beach night 2. You have Singing from the Windows, You Might Die Trying, right? You Might Die Trying is better. I would place that above the other 2. If we go to Chicago night 2, we have Singing from the Windows, PNP Rapunzel. So as much as Shake Me Like a Monkey isn't a favorite, it's not like this band has done a bunch of crazy stuff in the encore. Let's Bank of New Hampshire. What do we get? We got Sisters and Tripping Billies. Now, Tripping Billies is a great way to end the show. Is it the best way? No. You think of Halloween, you think of having a 2-step in there. And then let's look at Charlotte just to see that weekend. Charlotte ended Singing from the Windows, Don't Drink the Water, Shake Me Like a Monkey. And then Raleigh, Charlotte was a Saturday, the first Saturday. The first Friday, we got a Singing from the Windows, PNP Rapunzel, Kill the Preacher, Why I Am. Again, nothing that I would be chasing, although it was the first Singing from the Windows, and that's an emotional thing. And I think, we talked to Aria, and that show was special to her because it was the first one back. But looking at these big weekends, listen, I went to Mansfield, and we got The Ocean and the Butterfly. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at that's Stephen Talkhouse. I'm one off. But just to look at this from Mansfield, what do we get? We got Sister and Don't Drink the Water. Oh, we got 2-step in the main set. Yeah. So even 2-step for that show was in the main set, right? One of 3 2-steps, right? And then 2-step was played at the beginning of Railbird to open up, and then it was played towards the beginning of night 1 of the Gorge. So you don't really have a crazy thing. And Nikki G, it's your boy, Concert Biz 34. shout out to Nikki G, man. I miss hanging out with you, even though it's only been like 2 weeks and we hung out the last 3 weeks prior to that. But can't believe you missed this. Now, I think that the bitter pills for us, the drive in, drive out, right? The first half, the first hour of the show, actually the first hour in like 20 minutes. So from 1 to 13 in this set is just crazy. And here we got Ocean and the Butterfly at the Gorge, but I think it's that and then the What You Are night 1. Those are the two things. And then just again, the environment. I know Matt talked about the environment, and I definitely love one of the things about SPAC is it's actually easy to get out of SPAC driving wise. To me, I think I know Matt was stuck in the lot, but he may be in the park. I've never to get out of the actual parking lot because the crowds take forever to get out. If you take your time, if you take your time and walk back from the venue, and there's always a crowd to get out, it's not that hard to get onto Route 50. Now, if you're in the park, finding your car can be kind of difficult. If you, I prefer to park at the Route 50 lot, and then if I need to walk to the park, I walk to the park to tailgate. Let's see. Your boy Jay's got in a fight with Harvick tonight. Hope you enjoyed SPAC. Oh, he's talking about NASCAR. And NASCAR is going to be at the Rose Bowl. I saw you post that, Matt, and that should be interesting. It's going to literally be a track and field race, a quarter-mile track, because that's all they can fit in there. You can't, it ain't more than a quarter mile. So that should be pretty interesting. That venue, the Rose Bowl, I mean, not the Rose Bowl, LA Coliseum, LA Coliseum. Rose Bowl's in Pasadena. It's on north of there, in the LA area. But the LA Coliseum, one of the tragedies of that venue is they changed the press boxes and messed up the original feel of the they expanded it, which will be interesting for NASCAR, how they sell those seats. What's my next show? Farm Aid, Nick. I don't know if you're coming. I don't think you're coming down to Farm Aid, Nick. But hopefully, Matt, if you can make it, man, it would be awesome to meet up down there. I know you're a recent college graduate, and listen, I remember those days in 2013, 2012. I graduated, but 2012. Yeah, I graduated in 2012, and that was my first year of DMB. And 2013, landing on my feet out of college, it's hard to. Oh, you were in the park. Wasn't awesome to get out, but Route 50 lot was a nightmare. Oh, it was last night? It was? Really? Interesting. I don't know. When I went in 2018, and that was a big year because it was like that first year post, after they took the break. But I don't know. It took me forever to get out. Now, you were also, I think the other thing, Matt, you were in the lawn. When I was in seats for SPAC Night 2 and 18 in the Route 50 lot, I could not get out of the venue because everyone in the lawn can leave first. So maybe you were actually stuck in the traffic. Or just people, maybe there was just more people there. I don't know. But it can vary, I guess. Everyone's experience can differ. But so we have Farm Aid. I will be at Farm Aid. I will have a review after Farm Aid of just some of the things I observed there. And I'm disappointed Neil Young won't be there. And there were seats. Let me take a look if there's still seats here. There were some seats, and I don't know if this is because of COVID. There were actual physical seats. The lawn was sold out last I checked. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, Matt, I mean, listen, now these tickets are expensive. These tickets, now the reason they're expensive is because this does go to a good cause. I'll say that. But look at all these seats. I mean, I almost wish I got warehouse tickets in 400. And again, it's 215. but again, it's for a great cause. Oh, those are 305. Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, because I forgot. I'm in the mid tier. Some of these lowers are actually more. Oh, this seat would have been killer, but it's $305. I see. This is the seat. By the way, if you ever go, this is Hartford. These seats right here are the best seats to me, outside of being rail at the pit, because you can see everything. I've done, what did I do? I did Kendrick Lamar here in this first row behind the pit. And then I also did Earth, Wind, and Fire in this first row. I was right behind the mix. Now, over here, there's some boxes here. There's some box seats. And you can see over the box seats too. This first row, now this is 305. If someone has the money and you need a single, that is a perfect seat. And they also have, this is probably 305. That's actually not a bad deal. 305 to be dead center. Let's see what some of these seats are. But please, I will not complain about tickets to this show, because the proceeds go to, like, the prices you're seeing, that base price goes to the farmers. And listen, folks, farmers are suffering in this country amidst all the political. You could talk about who you vote for, all this stuff. No political party is doing crap to help these farmers. No, I'm gonna say no political party, but both political parties overall are not doing enough to help these farmers. Buy local if you can. I try to get local fruits and vegetables that I have over at the table. Even through your grocery store. You don't have to go to farmers markets are the best way, because you get direct. But if you have COVID concerns, your grocery stores do have, ask the produce department. Look at the labels on the milk cartons and the egg cartons, and you can buy local. And I'm telling you, man, like, these farmers, especially in New England, are suffering. So that's just a little bit of a PSA. This is a cause that has changed my life as far as how I view farmers, listening to personal stories. But this is what's crazy. There's no lawn seats available for sale. And I think the one thing that's good about that is the lawn last time was oversold. Nikki G says the Hartford lawn is awesome. I have mixed feelings about the Hartford lawn, because it's so big that it seems like if you're the front part of the Hartford lawn, you can't see anything. And the mid part just seems a little further away. I prefer to be at the back of the pavilion for Hartford shows, especially DMB. But I know the lawn over the years has chilled out with DMB. You've had less partiers, and a lot of the fan base is getting old. Let's be honest. A lot of the fan base is getting older for DMB, so they're not as rowdy as even 5 or 10 years ago. Some of the pretty girls got wifed up and married, and some of the fellas, the eligible bachelors at the DMB shows, the eligible frat boys, they got married. So it is interesting to see that. You can see, like, some of these fans, you're like, oh man, they're like 40. Oh wait, that's because the average fan base from the heyday has changed. But it's interesting to see. But Farm Aid should be a good one. But if you're anywhere near Hartford, I strongly suggest that. Let me just give you guys a little bit of a tip as well. Let's see. Let me give you guys a little bit of a tip. So this is the Morgan Street Garage. We're going to pull this up. There will be shuttles most likely from this garage. It's a 21-minute mark. It's 1 mile. Get your steps in, folks. Here's the thing. It's a 5-minute drive. Is there a show tonight? There's a Yard Goats game. We got a minor league baseball game in town. That's why you have a lot of traffic. But here's the thing. Along this route, I strongly suggest, if you want to get out easy, This is called the Morgan Street Garage, Republic Parking. This garage, if you're going to Farm Aid, there's typically shuttles. If you park here, there's shuttles that are going to be back. And stay tuned to Farm Aid social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They'll break it down closer to the event. But what you can do is you can park here. Look at all the highways here. You have 91 that goes north-south, 84 that goes east-west. And everyone at the show is going to be trying to get on to 91 right here at the North Meadows area by this McDonald's. This McDonald's is going to be mobbed after the show. Although it's an older crowd, maybe not. That McDonald's, Nikki G, you know what's up. You know the McDonald's, you know the Super 8 that we met up for the first time, the legendary Concert Biz 34 Nikki G meetup. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you're going to Farm Aid, downtown Hartford, anywhere around here in downtown Hartford, you see there's Capital Community College. Be on the lookout for social media. They'll tell you which garages are free. And Nikki G's got it, the spot, right? It's awesome by day. You don't want to be there at night. But it is the thing is, if you're going to this, and you can, there's going to be parking around here by the exit, right? You can park there, you can park in the main lot, or you can take this shuttle in or walk it. And they will have shuttles, and they'll be escorting shuttles to get back. And again, you see traffic here because of the fact that there's a ball game at Dunkin' Donuts Park. But yeah, I mean, overall, let's, as far as SPAC, there's not much more we can say. We know the set list. To me, this is song of the year. Show of the year so far. This is live tracks worthy. You have No Come Tomorrow, right? You have An Ocean and the Butterfly, which to me is a beautiful song. I don't know what you think about that, Nikki G, but I loved the song when I heard it. I wasn't as much of a fan, listening to the Dave solos last year in some of the streams that he did for good causes. But the full band version, I like it. And you get a drive in, drive out to Granny, to Warehouse, to Watchtower, to Inn. But I love Ocean and the Butterfly. I think it's a great, it's a great song. And to me, others like this whole set is amazing. The main set's amazing. Lying in the Hands of God, Squirm, right? There's no sevens. There's no, stand up garbage, right? There's no Mercy, or which I actually might like the acoustic Mercy, but the full band version just takes 15 minutes too long. And look at the magic. This is the magic of having Jimmy Thing in night one. When you eliminate the Jimmy Thing, you get a time of the season cover. You get a Watchtower cover, which is a fan favorite. You get a Crush. You get all these things, and you don't really have a bathroom break point in the whole main set, right? I really don't know when you go. When do you go to the bathroom? And there's not many shows nowadays that you can say that. I mean, you really go to the bathroom after Christmas song, and you got your 3 or 4 minutes before Shaking Like a Monkey ends to get to your car, to beat the traffic. You'll get to the bathroom, get out, drive in, drive out, and leave. But this is the main set to me just has no misses. There's songs you could say aren't as good, but PNP Rapunzel being in the middle of the end of towards the end, the beginning of the end of this set versus the end of the set, right? This is just a great beginning to end main set. And look, after everything they gave you in the main set, did you get a two-step? No. Did you get a Halloween? No. And we're hoping Aria gets that Halloween one of these days. I think she'll get it at MSG because she'll be at those shows. We're pulling for you. And I want to get it at MSG, let's be honest. But we're pulling for you to get that show. We're hoping everyone else, if you're chasing a song, that you do get it. May the odds be in your favor. But that's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys for the support. Oh, no worries, Matt. Your phone died. Yeah, but thank you, Matt. Thank you, Aria. Thank you guys for the support. Spread the word if you know fans. I know Nikki G was promoting for me, telling his friends to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, all throughout SPAC weekend. And I mean, not SPAC weekend, all throughout Gorge weekend and New Hampshire. But like I said, you guys got DMB fans. Let them know about this show. If they're going to a show, if you're going to a show, hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram, and we can talk. Get you on the phone, and then get you set up to be on the show. But that's all I got for today. It's 12:02 Eastern, September 19th. It's almost fall, folks. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.